Judge dismisses Trump officials' lawsuit over Chicago's sanctuary policies. This recent court ruling marks a significant moment in the ongoing clash over sanctuary city policies, and it raises big questions about the balance of power between federal and local governments. An Illinois judge has put a stop to a lawsuit initiated by former Donald Trump administration officials who sought to overturn Chicago's sanctuary policies that limit cooperation between federal immigration authorities and local law enforcement. The lawsuit was originally filed in February, with the claim that Chicago's sanctuary laws obstruct federal immigration enforcement efforts. Specifically, the Trump administration argued that these local rules conflict with federal laws because they restrict local governments from sharing immigration-related information with federal officials. They also prevent immigration agents from effectively identifying individuals who might face removal from the country. But here's where it gets controversial. The lawsuit suggests that local policies are directly undermining national immigration law enforcement, a point that sparks heated debate about local autonomy versus federal authority. Judge Lindsay Jenkins, serving in the Northern District of Illinois, ruled in favor of the city and other defendants by granting their motion to dismiss the case. This means the court found the city's sanctuary framework lawful and decided against the federal government's attempt to interfere. Chicago's mayor, Brandon Johnson, expressed strong approval of the ruling, emphasizing that focusing local police efforts on protecting residents makes the city safer overall. In his statement, he said, "This ruling confirms what we have stood by for years. Chicago's welcoming city ordinance is both legal and crucial in promoting public safety. The city will not be coerced into supporting the Trump administration's harsh and frankly inhumane immigration policies." His words highlight the ongoing tension between humanitarian approaches embraced by sanctuary cities and more stringent federal immigration enforcement policies. Governor J.B. Pritzker also celebrated the outcome, posting on social media, "Illinois just scored a victory against the Trump administration in federal court." However, representatives from the Justice Department and Department of Homeland Security have yet to respond to requests for comments, leaving questions about whether the federal government plans to appeal or take other actions. This lawsuit is just one piece of a larger legal battle waged by the Trump administration against sanctuary jurisdictions. Similar lawsuits have been filed against places like Los Angeles, New York City, Denver, Rochester in New York, and multiple cities in New Jersey. These lawsuits highlight a deep division. Sanctuary cities argue their policies help protect vulnerable populations and improve community trust in local law enforcement, while federal authorities claim that such policies hinder the enforcement of immigration laws. Chicago's reputation as a sanctuary city stretches back decades, and the city has even strengthened its local protection laws several times, including major updates during Trump's first term in 2017. That same year, then-Governor Bruce Rauner, a Republican, signed statewide sanctuary protections into law, bucking the usual party line and revealing the complexity of immigration issues across political divides. An important point to clarify is that there isn't a single official definition for what constitutes sanctuary policies or sanctuary cities. Generally, these terms describe laws or practices that limit how much local jurisdictions cooperate with immigration and customs enforcement. ICE. ICE is the federal agency responsible for enforcing immigration laws across the country, but it sometimes relies on state and local officials to help identify and detain individuals who may be subject to deportation. This ruling raises critical questions about federal versus local authority in immigration enforcement and the future of sanctuary policies nationwide. Are sanctuary cities justified in their approach to protect immigrant communities? Or do they undermine the rule of federal immigration laws? And what does this tell us about the broader struggle over immigration policy in the United States? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you agree with the court's decision? Or do you believe federal authorities should have the final say in these matters? Share your views in the comments below and join the conversation. Federal judge dismisses DOJ lawsuit against Chicago over sanctuary city policies. Imagine a country where the federal government can't force local law enforcement to cooperate with immigration authorities, a place where sanctuary city policies are protected by the courts. This is exactly what happened recently when a federal judge dismissed the Trump administration's lawsuit against Illinois, Cook County, and the city of Chicago over their sanctuary city policies. But here's where it gets interesting. The judge's ruling has sparked a heated debate about the limits of federal power and the role of local authorities in enforcing immigration laws. The Trump administration has been aggressively targeting sanctuary cities, which it claims are interfering with federal immigration enforcement and putting American citizens at risk. However, the judge's decision suggests that the federal government may not have the authority to compel local law enforcement to assist with deportation efforts, as this could be seen as an unconstitutional overreach of power. The ruling has been welcomed by Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker and Cook County State's Attorney Eileen O'Neill Burke, who argue that the Trump administration's policies are not only unlawful, but also counterproductive to fighting crime effectively. On the other hand, the White House has condemned the ruling, claiming that sanctuary cities like Chicago make Americans less safe by interfering with federal immigration enforcement. But is this really a case? Or are sanctuary cities simply trying to protect their residents and ensure that everyone, regardless of immigration status, feels safe coming forward to report crimes? The controversy surrounding sanctuary cities is complex and multifaceted, with different stakeholders having competing interests and values. The Trump administration's lawsuit against Illinois and Chicago is just one example of the ongoing legal battles between the federal government and Democratic-leaning states and cities over immigration policies. Similar lawsuits have been filed against New York City, Colorado, and the city of Los Angeles, with the DOJ claiming that these cities' sanctuary policies are hampering federal immigration enforcement. As the debate rages on, one thing is clear. The fate of sanctuary cities and the future of immigration enforcement in the United States hang in the balance. So, what do you think? Should local law enforcement be required to cooperate with federal immigration authorities? Or do sanctuary cities have the right to protect their residents and set their own immigration policies? Share your thoughts and join the conversation.